Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for another Cracked Response. This week we decided we would talk about the NFL preseason.
It's a real bummer that so many people got hurt.
Every year.
Starters.
How many fantasy leagues were ruined in the last 2 weeks?
Well, here's the thing. Don't draft that early. Don't draft at the beginning of August. This is the dumbest thing.
I mean, okay, so because my problem with the preseason is that I still don't think that any of these injuries are necessary. For instance, if you're a Dolphins fan, which means you're one of 7 people watching this video, your quarterback situation got hosed. You robbed the rest of the country from seeing Jay Cutler comment on a Tannehill interception, which is all I wanted to see in the world.
I would have liked checking in at the booth every once in a while, and Cutler just has a cigarette in his mouth. I disagree with you, though. I think that the preseason is crucial.
Crucial?
Yeah. I think coaches get a sense of what people can do on the team, because it's a real difference between what you do in practice and what you do in an actual game time decision.
So you don't think that the system of people trying to make the team is exploitative?
Of course it bothers me, but I'm willing to look past it. That's the nature of football, is that you, at a certain point, you almost have to play injured with the potential that you will get more injured. I'm not sure. I think these salaries are like $80,000 for those guys. Are
they even that? No way. I want to distinguish it between other sports and the way they do their practice squad thing.
Yeah. With football, I think it's necessary because the season's so much shorter that you don't really have those first few games to work out the kinks and work out the growing pains.
So preseason games are deciding between one guy who's not going to keep this job longer than a year and the other guy who doesn't get the job at all. If there wasn't a preseason, we could have had a moment where okay, it's third down. They're bringing in some new back. Who's that? And it's Jamal Charles. And he catches a 10-yard screen pass and runs for 60 yards. Yeah. And we find out A, that you have him, and be oh my God, he still got it. That's way more fun.
I think it's really helpful for the coaches, not only because they can see who can perform, but they're writing their playbooks right then, and they're writing their playbooks for They're writing their playbooks for the people they have on the field, and they're seeing what works against another team. And you can't do that with your own defense.
That's true. But to me, that is not necessary in the NFL. The NFL makes enough money that they're not losing any money if they just sign people to contracts. If they were just told you must make a 50-man roster, and you have to start that roster at the beginning of camp, and you have to take risks to lock up the guys you know are good or you think are good, and then live with that all year, they could totally do it.
You do have somebody who's brand new, who came out of nowhere, and because you didn't have the preseason to actually see them perform, suddenly the very first game of the season, they're just lighting it up.
Think how exciting that is.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
That's super exciting. Another reason I think the preseason exists is now to generate the drama around contract disputes. Le'Veon Bell didn't go to camp this year, right?
Right.
Now, we're all going to find out real quick whether he needed to go to camp or not. They have him in practice. They can see if he's worth the money that they want to pay him during this dispute.
Yeah.
Or he might get injured, so they can save some money there if they need to. Whereas he knows if he doesn't show up, they have to pay up. That's the only negotiating tactic the NFL players even have.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how the way that they're doing it right now is beneficial to us, and there's just, as a fan, there's really not much to it other than you make sure that you're not carrying somebody who just had their cliff year last year.
Yeah, but I want NFL teams to have to carry a Greg Oden. You know what I mean? I want that to happen. Oh my God, he's going to be throwing fucking watermelons out there, and they have to pay him. That's what I want. Most of them, they get cut before they really decline enough that they don't deserve to play in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, or they get irrevocably injured.
I'm not ready to give up on the NFL yet.
Yeah.
Put some childproofing on his locks or whatever so that I don't have to confront the corruption and the terrible cost of this game. Preseason seems let's not have it, so I don't have to think about it.
That's the detriment of preseason too, is that it makes you aware of everything that's been going on. Suddenly now you've got these elements of these guys that are pretty dark. The NFL is constantly trying to do this pageantry to try and keep your mind off the fact that this is a really dark institution
that it's support. That it's bad all the way from Pop Warner up. It's a corrosive, dark sport.
They don't even want to give you time to think during halftime about it. They're no, Red Hot Chili Peppers, man.
Should I Google NFL hits on my phone and see what comes up?
And it looks they get taken advantage of by the managers constantly. These are basically just essentially workworkhorse human beings.
Maybe I'll look
into that. Do I hate this game?
Yeah, maybe I'll look into that cheerleader story. Oh, she's not paid minimum wage either.
That's right.
Oh.
Well, those cheerleaders, they have it made.
It's
they get $10 an hour? Oh, God.
There's going to be a year, and I think we both know it's coming, where it's I just don't want to be a bad person.
Some people have already had it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people I know personally who are football fans who are just not following this year because of everything that's happened. They don't want to support the sport anymore.
Right.
And I think that's really admirable. I can't help it. Like I
can't yet either. The fantasy football is so fun,
and it makes up so much of my fall. I
Yeah.
mean, the fall is such like a dismal time of year, and things aren't going great with the country right now. There's a lot of things to look down on, and football is just like this one thing where if I just ignore all the bad parts, I can just pretend like it's always like it was when I was a child and I was watching it with my dad and my brother.
Right. This is our
that all over again.
This is our plea to America and to the NFL. Like save your sport. Don't have a preseason.
Yeah.
We are coming to a place where it's like you can't have a moral high ground about some things and not everything.
Yeah.
And it's getting hard with the NFL. So anyway, cancel the preseason so we can still watch the sport. Right?
Yeah. Hey everybody, thank you for watching that video. You can click the C that's in the middle of the screen to subscribe to more of our delicious content. You can go onto the right rail over there and watch any more videos that you want to, or you can hit that little bell at the bottom. It'll notify you when we make more videos, so you can then watch them, consume them.
Yeah.
However
you can eat videos now.